Damage report! On aboard! Drop the cable, you... Man your weapon! Where are you? Get down!
Oh, come on. Get us loose.
Who's the mighty warrior?
Let me go!
Hey guys, today we are diving deep, and I mean Mariana Trench deep, into the breathtaking, occasionally heart-wrenching world of Avatar, the Way of Water. We're going to swim through every shimmering coral reef, soar alongside every majestic creature, and feel the sting of every arrow as we recap this absolutely massive cinematic experience. Get ready for a story about family, survival, and just how much trouble one former Marine can still get into. This is a passion project for me, and a like or a subscribe is the best way to show your support. So if you're on board, join the crew. If not, thanks for watching anyway. Our journey begins, not with a bang, but with the familiar, lush whispers of Pandora. 15 years after Jake Sully led the Na'vi to victory against the Orda, the jungle hums with life. A vibrant tapestry of bioluminescent flora and exotic fauna. A stark contrast to the desolate, scarred landscapes humanity once left behind. Jake, now fully integrated into his Na'vi form and the Metkayina clan, isn't just a warrior anymore. He's a father. He and Neytiri have built a sprawling, energetic family that's frankly exhausting just to watch. Reminding us all that parenting on an alien planet is probably even harder than on Earth. There's Neytiri, the eldest, a stoic warrior in the making, already embodying his father's protective instincts. Then Loak, the middle child, a restless spirit whose impulsive decisions often lead to trouble, a trait that feels universally relatable, even across species. Kiri, the adopted daughter, born from Grace Augustine's avatar, possesses a mysterious, almost ethereal connection to Awa, the planet's spiritual network, making her a bit of an enigma wrapped in an otherworldly glow. And finally, little Took, the youngest, all wide-eyed wonder and innocent energy.
Keep climbing, go!
Move back! Move back!
Go, 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 go!
Okay.
Kiri! Keep going!
Okay. Go! Ow! Go to...
Stay together, okay? Send your traffic. Camo and carrying ARs. Spider, Kitty. Son, you listen.
Put it down, I'll shoot you!
With me.
Don't move! Shut up! Don't move!
Get out. 4 fingers. Where is he?
Standing by for extract, over.
Bringing in high-value prisoners.
We're on the clock.
No, you stay with the Ecron.
Get back here!
Calling card. Tonight we got some...
Demon!
Busy, haven't you?
Down there!
No, I'm okay. You hurt?
Looking for weapons! Calm! Shut up! Hold me by spono.
Pai tu, pitutan areir me
Don't come here.
pori doneo pitutan diribum.
You see what these can do. Mark, door!
Get down!
Stop! No, I'm not doing that. Know anything! They don't know anything!
Cabeça! Kaya kayo!
I'm sorry!
Let's go.
Signal, range 4,000.
Let's get in there. Let's make some bang. We're rolling. Fire, fire, fire. Up in there. Tough bastards to kill.
One away.
Chosen hot. Arm 1. Good strike. Arm 6, you are severe.
Down and keep her up at the 30 meters.
Explosive.
Steady, stay with her. Hold up.
We would sing together. Ashik, what is happening?
Get down!
Oh, come on. Get us loose. Lose the mighty warrior.
Let me go!
Let's go, Buttercup. Get up. We can still get this done.
Hell yeah.
Go! No! Go! 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 Bro! That was insane.
It's on!
Bro, I got him. Okay, go back. Okay, bro. We got you.
My son!
Let's go.
Let's get this guy.
The middle deck, where they launched us up. No, stay here.
Down and your girl's with it. Keep your family safe, but you can't. Kid, today you really want to lose another? Kick him away.
Don't!
Don't move! Not it.
Please, don't hurt her.
I got to.
Mine. We not even.
Let her go.
Don't!
Please.
Son for son, I got.
Come on. Guys.
Please.
Knowing that I'll never stop.
Keep climbing. Go.
Move back! Move back!
Go, 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 go.
Okay.
Fury. Keep going.
Okay.
Go. Ow.
Go to.
Stay together, okay?
Who just wants to stay close to her family. But wait, there's one more Spider. A human child abandoned during the RDAS retreat. He's grown up among the Na'vi, essentially a Mowgli with a gas mask, unable to breathe Pandora's air without assistance. He's bonded fiercely with the Sully children, particularly Kiri, creating this fascinating dynamic of a human trying to belong in a world that fundamentally rejects his kind, constantly straddling to very different cultural worlds. You can practically hear the inner monologue of him thinking, do I root for the home team or the species that literally abandoned me? The family unit is strong, but their peace, as anyone who's seen the first movie knows, is always fragile. They've been living a good life, Jake leading the Metkayina as their Olo Ikten, teaching his children the ways of the forest, the hunt, and the sacred connection to Awa. They've had their skirmishes, minor engagements with residual RDA forces left behind, clearing out old, rusting bunkers, but nothing that truly threatens their settled existence. These are less battles and more really intense cleanup operations, a galactic pest control service, if you will. Then the sky darkens. And not in a cool, atmospheric way. No, this is the ominous, world-shattering darkness of humanity's return. Massive starships, dwarfing anything seen before, rip through Pandora's atmosphere, screaming down like metal-clad meteors, their descent shaking the very ground beneath the Navi's feet. The scale is terrifying. It's not just a few ships, it's an entire armada, a colonial fleet designed to establish a permanent foothold. They build a colossal, sprawling human settlement called Bridgehead City, a metallic tumor metastasizing on the pristine face of Pandora, complete with its own atmospheric processors and sprawling infrastructure. The sound of construction, the whirring of machines, the metallic clanging and grinding, replaces the natural symphony of the jungle, a discordant omen of what's to come. It's like someone decided to build a sprawling industrial park right in the middle of a national park, only with more laser cannons. And here's the kicker. The true good punch for Jake and the audience among the new rivals is Colonel Miles Quaritch. Yes, that Quaritch, the guy Jake personally sent to meet his maker. But this isn't some cheesy clone or a surprise twin brother. No, the RDA, ever resourceful and ethically questionable, have developed recombinants, Navi avatars embedded with the memories, personalities, and even the scars of deceased human soldiers. It's a terrifying resurrection, a perfect weapon designed to fight the Navi on their own turf, with their own strengths, but none of their empathy. Quaritch, now in a hulking, muscular blue body, still sports his signature scowl and a disturbing gleam of vengeance in his eyes. He's a blue bad guy, literally. He quickly assembles his own squad of recoms, including the equally resurrected Lyle Wainfleet, forming a tactical unit designed to hunt, track, and kill Jake Sully. Their mission is clear. Unambiguous, retrieve Jake, dead or alive, for his perceived betrayal of humanity. Quaritch, with Spider by his side, a choice Spider, forced into and clearly conflicted about, begins his hunt. He knows Jake better than anyone, or at least he thinks he does. He starts by raiding old, abandoned human research facilities, places Jake might have used, always a step behind. The atmosphere is tense, the jungle a silent observer as Quaritch's squad moves with a frightening efficiency, their heavy footsteps crunching on the fallen leaves. The subtle whirring of their tactical gear a stark contrast to the natural sounds. Spider, often scouting ahead, is torn. He's loyal to the Sullys, his adoptive family, but also a human, connected to his own species. He tries to subtly redirect Quaritch, offer vague suggestions that send him off the scent, but Quaritch, being Quaritch, is sharp, ruthless, and sees through most of his attempts. It's like watching a kid try to trick his over-observant dad into looking for car keys in the fridge. Quaritch eventually deduces Jake's likely location, his old home tree, now abandoned. The recon squad descends on the forest, their presence a palpable threat. They move through the dense foliage, tearing through vines and branches, the metallic clank of their weapons echoing. The forest Navi are forced into guerrilla skirmishes, quick, brutal ambushes and retreats, a dance of death in the familiar woods. During one such skirmish, Neytiri and Loak, eager to prove themselves, get caught up in the fighting. Loak, ever the impulsive one, disobeys orders and rushes headfirst into danger, leading to a tense confrontation where Neytiri has to bail him out. The crackle of energy weapons, the thud of bodies hitting the ground, the desperate shouts of the Navi, all paint a picture of relentless warfare. Jake, always observing, always planning, realizes the true, horrifying implication of Quaritch's return. It's not just an attack on the Metkayina. It's personal. Quaritch isn't hunting the leader of the Navi resistance. He's hunting Jake Sully, the traitor. The weight of this realization presses down on Jake like a suffocating blanket. He understands that as long as he remains with the Metkayina, their home, their people, their very way of life is in constant peril. The decision is agonizing, a heavy, silent burden that weighs on his every step. He gathers his family, the 5 children, Neytiri, and the adopted Spider, in a somber assembly. The air is thick with unspoken fear and sorrow. Jake explains, his voice a low rumble, that they must leave. They must abandon their ancestral forest, their home, their entire culture, to protect their people from the relentless vengeance of Quaritch. They will become refugees, strangers in their own land, forced to sever ties with everything they've ever known. Neytiri, fierce and protective, struggles with this, but her loyalty to Jake and her children ultimately prevails. The farewell is heartbreaking, full of tearful embraces and the mournful cries of their clan. The rustle of their Ikran's wings as they ascend, carrying the Sully family away from their beloved home tree, is a sound steeped in melancholy and desperate hope. Their journey is long, arduous, and visually stunning. They fly for days, maybe weeks, across vast, uncharted territories of Pandora, leaving the familiar emerald canopy of the forest behind. The transition is gradual, from dense jungle to open plains, then to sprawling coastlines, until finally, the boundless, shimmering expanse of the ocean dominates their view. The sheer scale of the journey is humbling, a testament to their desperation. The children, raised in the trees, are bewildered by the vast, open water, its depth and mystery both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The air changes, becoming saltier, carrying the scent of unknown marine life. They encounter new flying creatures, sleek and agile, adapted to the coastal winds. The landscape shifts dramatically, giving way to volcanic islands, mangrove forests, and then finally, the vibrant, alien coral reefs that sprawl beneath the clear blue waves. Every visual detail screams world building, showing us a whole new facet of Pandora, a testament to its boundless biodiversity. It's like moving from a cozy cabin in the woods to a beach house, only the beach house is on an alien planet and you have gills to learn how to use. They arrive at Awatlu, the village of the Metkayina clan, a people who have adapted entirely to the ocean. Their homes are built on stilts over the water, connected by intricate bridges woven from natural materials. The people themselves are distinctly different from the Olmadakire. Their skin a lighter, almost turquoise hue, their tails broad and paddle-like, and their arms and chests wider, perfectly suited for powerful swimming. Their eyes are larger, accustomed to seeing in the shimmering depths. Leading them are Tonawari, the formidable Oloitan, a man of quiet strength and deep connection to the sea, and his mate, Runnel the Tsak, a woman of striking beauty and even more striking authority. Pregnant and fiercely protective of her clan, the initial reception is, shall we say, less than welcoming. The Sully family, these forest people with their narrow tails and small bodies, are viewed with suspicion, their foreignness palpable. The Metkayina children, particularly Anning, Tonawari's son, and his friend Roxo, are quick to mock the Sullys, especially Loak and his unusual hand deformity. The Metkayina communicate not just with their voices, but with complex hand signals and subtle body language, a language the Sullys must painstakingly learn. Runnel, in particular, eyes Kiri with a mix of fascination and fear, perceiving her mysterious connection to Awa as potentially dangerous or unnatural. She even gently examines Kiri's hand, feeling the tremors, hinting at something deeper. The tension is thick, the cultural divide a vast ocean in itself. Jake, swallowing his pride, humbly requests refuge, explaining their plight and offering his family's help. Tonawari, after some deliberation and observing Jake's quiet dignity, reluctantly agrees, but not without imposing strict rules and emphasizing that the Sullys must learn the way of water. It's a classic fish out of water scenario. Except the fish are actually tall, blue, and have tails, the learning curve for the Sully children is brutal. They're used to soaring through trees on their Ikran, to the dense embrace of the jungle. Now, they must learn to navigate a world of currents, tides, and breath-holding. Their forest-dwelling bodies are not naturally suited for the water. Nedium, ever the dutiful eldest, tries his best, but even he struggles. Loak, impulsive as always, chafes under the strict new rules and the constant teasing from Anning and Roxo. He struggles most to bond with an Ilu, the Metkayina's horse-like aquatic mounts, his attempts often ending in splashes and frustrated grunts. Kiri, however, finds an almost immediate, profound connection with the ocean. She glides through the water with effortless grace, communicating silently with the marine life, her deep bond with Awa manifesting in a startling way. She feels the pulse of the reef, hears the silent songs of the creatures, and her seizures seem to be connected to these intense sensory overloads. Took, innocent and trusting, finds joy in the simplest things, splashing in the shallows, her laughter echoing across the water. It's a beautiful contrast between the struggle of adaptation and the pure wonder of discovery. Loak's rebellious nature, predictably, gets him into trouble. He's often baited by Anning into dangerous situations, proving his worth or foolishness, depending on how you look at it. One day, after another frustrating incident, Loak, trying to escape the teasing and his own inadequacy, ventures far beyond the reef into dangerous, forbidden waters. The reef people have strict boundaries, respecting the ancient ways and the perils of the open ocean. He encounters a terrifyingly large creature, one of Pandora's truly ancient leviathans, and is nearly killed. Just as it seems he's doomed, a massive, scarred Tolkien appears, saving him. This is Pyakin, a magnificent, whale-like creature, but one ostracized by its own kind, considered a demon whale by the Metkayina. For reasons Loak doesn't yet understand, a bond forms between Loak and Pyakin, a connection born of mutual loneliness and shared understanding. Pyakin, despite his size, communicates with Loak through a series of subtle movements and clicks, and even allows Loak to connect to him via his cue, sharing a glimpse into his mind and past. We learn through these flashes that Pyakin was involved in a past conflict, a violent incident that led to his banishment. This world building around the Tolkien is fascinating. They are not mere animals. They are highly intelligent, sentient beings with their own complex culture, language, and spiritual connection to Awa, just like the Na'vi. They engage in song cycles, form deep familial bonds, and are deeply respected by the Metkayina as brothers. The idea of a demon whale adds a layer of mystery and cultural tension, highlighting the Metkayina's intricate belief system and the consequences of breaking their sacred laws. It's a beautiful, complex relationship, proving that sometimes the best friendships are found with gigantic, sentient whales in forbidden waters. Meanwhile, back in the human world, Quaritch is relentless. He's not just a brute. He's a highly intelligent, tactical soldier. He uses a combination of advanced human technology, long-range surveillance, heat signatures, and atmospheric analysis, alongside his newfound understanding of Na'vi customs and tracking skills. He methodically follows every whisper, every rumor, every faint trace of the Sully family. He scours the forest, then the plains, moving closer to the coast. He even interrogates captured Na'vi, often using brutal methods, the familiar metallic clank of his combat knife a chilling reminder of his ruthlessness. He learns about the sacred Tolkien and the human whalers who hunt them. This information sparks an idea, a grim realization that the Tolkien are not just marine life. They are a key part of the Na'vi culture. A potential leverage point to draw out Jake. He starts tracking the whalers, not just for their ships, but for any clues they might inadvertently provide about the Sully's movements. It's a game of cat and mouse played across an entire planet, with the cat gaining ground. And speaking of whalers, we're introduced to the truly despicable side of humanity's return. These aren't just colonialists, they're resource exploiters of the worst kind. We meet Captain Scoresby and his crew operating a massive, technologically advanced whaling vessel, a floating factory of death. Their target, the Tolkien, not for meat, not for oil, but for a single, precious substance found in their brains called amrita. This amrita is a golden liquid, harvested directly from the Tolkien's brainstem, which, according to the human scientists, completely stops and reverses the aging process in humans. It's the ultimate fountain of youth, making the Tolkien, these sentient, beautiful creatures, an incredibly valuable and therefore doomed commodity. The brutality of their operation is sickening. They use harpoons that explode on impact, massive nets, and powerful cutting tools, processing the majestic Tolkien with cold, efficient precision. The sounds of their engines, the clatter of the processing machinery, the splash of blood into the ocean, all combine to create a horrifying symphony of industrial slaughter. It's a stark reminder that some human tendencies, like greed and exploitation, transcend planets and species. The worlds collide when the Sully children, particularly Loak, Kiri, and Tuk, accompanied by Sirir and Aoning, venture out on a customary token patrol, their Ilu mounts gracefully cutting through the water. They stumble upon the whalers, specifically a smaller, faster pursuit vessel. The sight is horrific. A token calf, separated from its mother, is being ruthlessly pursued. The whalers, in their relentless hunt for Amrita, show no mercy. The Sully children, horrified by the brutality, immediately feel compelled to intervene. Loak, seeing his friend Payakan's species under attack, charges in, pulling the others into the fray. It's a chaotic, desperate skirmish. The whalers, armed with harpoons and assault rifles, quickly gain the upper hand. The sounds of gunfire rip through the quiet ocean air, the whiz of bullets disturbing the serene underwater world. Loak is nearly captured. It's only when Payakan, drawn by the distress of the calf and his bond with Loak, appears in a thunderous surge, his massive body creating a tidal wave that disrupts the whalers, that the children manage to escape. Payakan, despite his banishment, shows his true colors, protecting those he cares about, even at great personal risk. This dramatic encounter not only escalates the conflict, but also cements the whalers as a tangible, immediate threat to the Sully family and the entire ecosystem. The escape, while successful, sets off alarm bells for Quaritch. He now has a solid lead. The whalers, still reeling from the token attack, report the interference of demon whales and, more importantly, blue people riding Ilu. Quaritch, connecting the dots, knows it's Jake. He uses the whalers' distress signals and tracking data to hone in on Payakan, knowing that Payakan is his key to finding Loak. And thus, Jake, it's a cunning, despicable plan. He decides to use Payakan as bait, a giant, intelligent, and deeply connected creature. To lure the Sullys into a trap, Spider, still with Quaritch's squad, finds himself in an increasingly untenable position. He witnesses the cold-blooded efficiency of the whalers, the horrific butchering of the token, and the ruthlessness of Quaritch. He sees the pain and destruction inflicted on the world he considers home and on creatures he respects. His internal conflict intensifies. He loves Kiri, feels a deep loyalty to the Sullys, and yet he's technically on the side of the very people trying to destroy them. He tries to subtly sabotage Quaritch's plans, giving misleading information, creating small diversions, but he's constantly under surveillance, his every move watched. His face, often hidden behind his respirator mask, frequently betrays a flicker of anguish or concern, especially when Quaritch talks about his family. There's a moment when he tries to warn the children, a desperate, silent plea in his eyes, but it's too late. Quaritch's plan unfolds with brutal precision. The trap is sprung. Quaritch's squad, using the whalers' ships and tech, manages to locate and net the Sully children, Tuk, Kiri, and Loak. They are captured during what they thought was a routine patrol, caught completely off guard. The terror in Tuxian eyes, the desperate struggle of Loak, and the chilling realization dawning on Kiri's face are palpable. Neytiri, ever the protector, despite his earlier argument with Loak, bravely attempts a rescue, throwing himself into the fray, only to be overwhelmed and captured as well. The sounds of struggle, the muffled cries, and the harsh commands of the Rakums cut through the peaceful hum of the ocean. Spider watches, helpless and horrified, forced to witness the capture of his adopted siblings by his biological father figure. Quaritch, with a chillingly satisfied smirk, now has the ultimate leverage. He uses the captured children as bait, broadcasting a message that is both a threat and a challenge to Jake. Come and get your family. Sully, the message travels across the sea, a beacon of distress that rattles Jake to his core. The news of his children's capture ignites a primal fury in Jake. Neytiri, a warrior queen whose protective instincts are unmatched, is a force of nature. Her snarls and growls a terrifying promise of retribution. Tonawari, despite his earlier reservations, understands the depth of Jake's plight and the inherent responsibility of their extended family. The Metkayina, a proud and courageous people, rally. The call to battle echoes across the water, the sounds of war horns, the rhythmic beating of drums, and the rallying cries of warriors filling the air. It's a desperate, coordinated rescue attempt. Jake and Neytiri lead the charge, riding their majestic skimwings, huge, manta-like creatures, across the waves with incredible speed. The Metkayina warriors, on their ilu, accompany them, armed with their bows and long spears. It's a breathtaking display of unity, the forest people and the reef people, united by a common enemy and a shared sense of family. The ocean itself seems to pulse with their determination. The climax explodes on the immense whaling ship, the Sea Dragon, now a floating fortress of human destruction. The attack is swift, brutal, and chaotic. Arrows rain down from the sky, thudding into the ship's metal hull and finding their marks in the human crew. The Metkayina warriors, with their intimate knowledge of the water, launch surprise attacks from below, their spears lethal in the close quarters. The sounds are deafening, the rapid-fire crackle of human assault rifles, the whistle of arrows, the heavy thud of Na'vi bodies on the deck, the metallic clang of weapons colliding. Jake and Neytiri, a whirlwind of furious combat, cut a path through the human soldiers, their movements precise and deadly. Neytiri, driven by a mother's rage, is particularly terrifying, her roars echoing across the ship, a primal warning to anyone who stands in her way. Amidst the chaos, the children are freed. Neytiri, in a moment of selfless heroism, leads the younger ones to safety, shielding them from the relentless gunfire. He pushes them forward, his protective instincts overriding everything else. But in the thick of the battle, a stray bullet finds its mark. A sickening thud, a gasp, and Neytiri falls, bleeding profusely. The sight of his eldest son, bleeding out, shatters Jake and Neytiri. Their fury intensifies, turning into a cold, desperate rage. Loak, seeing his brother wounded, lets out a guttural scream, a mix of grief and vengeance. The battle reaches a fever pitch. Quaritch and Jake finally come face to face. The clash is monumental, a brutal slugfest between two titans, fueled by years of enmity. The crack of their fists, the thud of bodies hitting steel, the desperate grunts of effort fill the air. Meanwhile, Neytiri, with a ferocity that chills to the bone, takes Spider hostage, holding a knife to his throat, snarling a desperate threat to Quaritch, a son for a son. Her maternal grief has pushed her to the edge, willing to sacrifice the human child to avenge her own. The ship, already heavily damaged from the sustained attack, begins to list, its metal groaning and tearing under the strain. The whaler's nets, filled with captured token, break free, dragging the ship further down. Water rushes in with a terrifying roar, flooding the lower decks, turning the entire vessel into a sinking tomb. The deafening silence after an explosion is replaced by the roar of the ocean as the Sea Dragon succumbs to its wounds. The sinking ship plunges everyone into a chaotic, terrifying underwater struggle. Trapped within the rapidly flooding corridors, characters fight for survival, the murky water an unforgiving adversary. Quaritch and Jake continue their desperate struggle, now with the added challenge of fighting beneath the waves, their movements hampered by the currents. The air is filled with the gurgle of water, the muffled sounds of struggle, and the frantic splashing. Jake, ever the leader, manages to save a struggling Loak from drowning, pulling him from the wreckage. Neytiri, her face streaked with tears and water, desperately searches for Kiri, finding her trapped and helping her escape the watery grave. Spider, in a moment of profound internal conflict, sees Quaritch, his biological father, pinned beneath debris, rapidly losing consciousness. Despite everything, despite Neytiri's threat and Quaritch's cruelty, Spider cannot bring himself to let him die. With a desperate surge of strength, he frees Quaritch, pulling him to the surface. It's a complex, morally ambiguous act, highlighting the deep, confusing ties of family and loyalty. In the harrowing aftermath, the Sully family gathers, heartbroken and shattered. Neytiri's funeral is a solemn, moving ceremony, conducted according to the Metkayina traditions. His body is laid on a makeshift pyre, surrounded by his grieving family and the respectful Metkayina clan. The mournful cries, the quiet sobs, and the shared grief underscore the profound loss. Jake, Neytiri, Loak, Kiri, and Took are all deeply scarred by the tragedy, the weight of their sacrifice heavy on their shoulders. In the quiet moments that follow, Jake reflects on their journey, on the choices he's made, and on the true meaning of family. He realizes that running away isn't the answer, that his family's strength isn't just in their ability to fight, but in their unwavering bond and their connection to each other. He looks at Neytiri, his fierce, loving mate, and his remaining children, their faces etched with pain but also with resilience. He understands that this new place, the home among the Metkayina, is now their sanctuary, their new beginning. He commits to staying, to making the ocean his family's new fortress, to defending this world and its people against the relentless onslaught of humanity. The sun sets over the vast, shimmering ocean, casting long, hopeful shadows, but his sense of unease lingers. Quaritch, having been saved by Spider, is still out there, a living, breathing promise of future conflict, his eyes burning with renewed vengeance. The fight, Jake knows, is far from over. As the sun sets over the newly adopted home of the Sully family, we're left with a profound sense of the enduring power of family, not just by blood, but by bond and shared purpose. This epic journey reminds us that true strength isn't found in fleeing from challenges, but in facing them head-on, anchored by love and loyalty. It whispers of the intricate beauty of life, the sacred connections that bind us to our world, and the difficult, often painful, path to finding our place within it. Every breath we take, every connection we make, echoes a larger rhythm, a vast, interconnected tapestry of existence that demands our respect and protection. Avatar, The Way of Water is a visual feast, a groundbreaking cinematic achievement that expands the world of Pandora in breathtaking ways. It dives deep into themes of family, environmentalism, and the relentless human pursuit of resources, making it a compelling, albeit sometimes melancholic, experience. What did you think of the Sully family's new oceanic life?